Here we go then, folks. It's FM26 launch day, which means Non-League to Legend is finally back. Not sure what Non-League to Legend is? Worry not. I put out a video yesterday explaining all the rules and details of the save, so I'll link to that down below if you need to find out more. But the most important thing for you to know is that we're starting this season's journey, the 11th series of Non-League to Legend, with Bedford Town, newly promoted to the National League North. There'll be more on them in a second, but first, I'm giving away 2 copies of FM26 to celebrate the start of the series. One's going to go to somebody who retweets the tweet announcing that this video exists, and I'll link to the tweet down in the description so it's nice and easy to find. And the second copy will go to somebody who leaves a comment on this video. It doesn't matter what the comment is. You can just say, yes, please, Kev, I'd like to win a copy of FM26, please, Kev, if you want. And then in a day or two, I'll pick somebody who's retweeted and somebody from the comments and send both winners a copy of the game. And if you can't wait that long, there's a link at the top of the description to where you can buy the game for less than it is on Steam or Epic while supporting the channel using my affiliate link. So check that out if you haven't picked up the new game yet. Also, if you want to watch episode 2 of this series tonight, like the video. If we can get to 5,000 likes before 9 p.m. UK time today, then episode 2 will drop at 9 p.m. Or maybe even a little bit earlier than that if we hit the target sooner and I've finished making it. But at the very latest, you'll have episode 2 at 9 p.m. tonight, as long as we hit 5,000 likes on this video. And then we'll be back in our usual 4 p.m. weekday slot from tomorrow onwards. And of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. In fact, we could potentially hit 200,000 subscribers today. And turn on your notifications, because I have got a lot of FM26 content coming your way over the next few weeks, and you're not going to want to miss out on any of it. But that's enough of the housekeeping for now. It's time to get started with Bedford Town. And there is your confirmation. Bedford set to appoint Kevin Chapman. Look. That's an exact likeness of me using the new manager creator. 42-year-old English manager Kevin Chapman is set to be named as Bedford's new boss in a move that many expect to see the club injected with a renewed energy. That's right, with fans expecting to see attacking, entertaining football. It's taken the stuff from my profile and put it into the press release. An inspirational leader with a driven mentality, Chapman will join the Eagles in a move that will intrigue many within the game, and insiders are confident that his traits are well suited to building the sort of culture expected throughout the club. Without a playing career of note to fall back on, this job will be his first step into the non-playing side of the game. I've set myself up with no experience, no qualifications at a team that's newly promoted and expect to finish just above the relegation zone. It's going to be fine, boys and girls. So heading to our portal, we can see we've got our usual bunch of welcome messages, including telling us a little bit about Bedford Town FC, who of course play in the Enterprise North, formerly known as the National League North. In fact, it still is the National League North. It's just got a new sponsor. We do have a media prediction of do the bottom 4 go down in this league or the bottom 3? I can't remember. Either way, doesn't necessarily bode incredibly well for us. We are not one of the favourites. We are nicknamed the Eagles, founded in 1908, semi-professional, and we play at the New Erie, which I think we share with our local rivals, Real Bedford. Which I don't know how you check that in FM26. There you go. If we click on the New Erie, maybe. No? We'll check in on Real Bedford in a little while, but I had a little look on Google Maps and it does appear that it's a ground share. But it's got a capacity of 3,000, built in 1993, with quite expensive tickets for non-league. Goodness me, £16, 200 season ticket holders. Club history, our most major of major on it is one English Southern Division Premier League title, which was last season, and the highest league position in the history of the club ever was 22nd in the National League South in the 2006-2007 season. So the best season this club has ever had was getting relegated from the league we are currently in. In order to stay in the league and not get fired, I need to give the club the best season we have ever had. There is your confirmation that I am in. And I am in on a pretty generous £575 per week contract, which that does feel like we can potentially make something happen with that. And the very first thing we're going to need to do is find somewhere new to live. There is not a chance I'm driving 1.5 hours a day to get from where I live in the vaguely Leicester area down to Bedford. Trains aren't much better. It's going to take over an hour on a train. And let's face it, on the kind of salary I'm being given, that salary is going to be eaten up very quickly in petrol or train fare if I'm having to commute in and out every day. So we're moving to Bedford, which means we need to have a little look at a non-specific mortgage calculator. And that weekly wage of £575 a week works out at £29,900 over the course of the year, which allows me to borrow £164,000 over 25 years. It's been 10 plus years. They still don't sponsor us. That's why their logo's not on the screen. They will learn. I'm trying to teach them a lesson. It's just taking longer than expected. But £160,000 seems like a very reasonable amount to go house shopping with. Or should I say flat shopping? Because despite there being 50 properties available, there isn't anything in Bedford that is a house for the kind of price range that we're looking at. We've just got a different assortment of variously priced apartments and houses. Quite a lot of them there. I mean, some of them are converted houses. Some of them are rooms in different houses. Some of them are even in big old blocks of flats. But I'm really not a blocks of flats kind of guy. I'm not one for walking upstairs. I mean, imagine that. There's not a chance I'm doing that. But one thing I do is eat a lot of fried chicken. And that does leave us in something of a predicament, because of the options we've got available to us, 2 are above different chicken shops. So we're going to need to decide which chicken shop is our preference. We've got Sam's, which is the home of great tasting chicken. Alternatively, we have Chicken Express, which, I mean, chicken is bolder in the name for that one, but I am a little bit worried that this is actually a kebab shop that sells chicken, whereas the other place was the home of chicken. So that one we might have to sample the chicken from these 2 chicken shops when we go and do a Bedford Town match day vlog, which I might be doing this weekend. Am I having 2 different portions of fried chicken? I mean, it won't be the first time I've spent a Saturday doing that. But of course, I'm not a maniac. I'm not going to judge my living arrangements based purely on which one is above the best chicken shop. This one, I think, is probably going to be the best chicken shop. But this is on High Street in Bedford. It's £110,000. As you can see, it's a 1-bed apartment. We walk in, we have a bedroom on the left. We have the kitchen, living, dining area ahead of us. And it looks not unreasonably kitted out. It does look like there's a tenant in there at the moment, which that's going to be a little bit awkward. They, like me, have left their sticker on their appliance. All my appliances still have those stickers on, because I don't like to modify my Football Manager game and I don't like to modify my furniture. So if it comes with a sticker, the sticker stays on. Keeping your shoes on top of the wardrobe, that's deranged. I'm not having that at all. And I love the way we're giving the impression that these are pictures that are going up a staircase, despite there being no staircase. Worrying lack of chairs, though. Those of you who've watched Non-League to Legend before will know the key way to indicate wealth is by the number of chairs you have in your living accommodation. It looks like we can fit 2 2-seater sofas in the living room, which, as you can see, is also the kitchen, because the sofa is kind of round, there you go, round the back of the kitchen. They've been sneaky. They've put an extra chair in. I like what they've done there. And they do have a very fancy American-style fridge freezer. And is that a dishwasher? Or these people, they feel like my kind of people. This might be the one. But I am nothing if not a fair man, so we'll check the other one as well, which is on the Broadway in Bedford at £115,000. So this one's a little bit more expensive. This one we enter, we have the bathroom one way, the bedroom the other way. I don't know if that's a tiny bedroom or a massive bathroom, but to have them both the same size feels bananas. And then again, we've got the kitchen, living, dining area all combined. I'm calling it. I don't think this chicken shop looks as good as the other one. That might mean that they do better chicken because they're starting from a disadvantage. They've got their own CCTV and graffiti though. So I just feel like the other place is going to be better. I mean, They are winning both for quantity and variety of chairs. We have a 3-seater sofa. We have 2 dining chairs. We have 2 desk chairs. That, by my very simple maths, I mean, you could probably fit 4, but let's say 3 for comfort. That's 7 seats right there. That is more than the 5 seats the other flat was able to offer, which does... Oh, my word! They've gone in with 3 more. We have got a 10-seat apartment here, everybody. And multiple beds in the bedroom, and I think they're on the verge of moving out. Oh, now I hope they're cleaning that bath before I move in. Yikes. So now we are in a predicament because this one, chicken shop doesn't look as good. We'll judge that when we taste the chicken for real. But the chicken shop doesn't look as good, but it does have more than twice the amount of chairs. But it is also more expensive. I don't know what to do. Let me know down in the comments. We will make a decision soon. It alarms me that this is described as in decent condition throughout. They can't even use the word good. I think maybe we're leaning towards the other one, even with the fewer chairs. So now we've got our living arrangements sorted. I guess the other thing we need to do is get our feet under the table at the club. The board only have a couple of requirements for me. They want me to work within my wage budget and grow the club's relegation whilst avoiding relegation from the Enterprise North. That is in fact, both of those are required. We must stay in the league and we must stay within the wage budget. I can't really argue with either of them. If we get relegated, we go out of the playable leagues and I will just get fired. If we have a look at who the game thinks our 2 best players are and our key personnel, it's Nathan Ashmore, who's a 34-year-old goalkeeper on loan from Boreham Wood for, the full season. That's handy. And then we've also got this guy, Edward Gyamthi, who's a 21-year-old German midfielder who's got 5 stars of potential, which is jolly nice. And he's formerly of Watford and McDonald's, amongst other football clubs. Did have a loan with us when he was younger and played the full season for us down in the Southern Premier League last season. So they're the 2 boys we're probably going to be looking to build this team around. If we have a look at who our other standout players are, Sean Jeffers is a St Albans City icon who over the last few years has played a number of full seasons at this level for St Albans, previously a non-league to legend starting club. Those 3 seasons, a 27-27 and a 26-goal season. I don't know what went wrong last year when he only scored 8 goals in 44 appearances. It's no wonder they've let him go. He is 33, turning 34 this season, and I wonder if maybe his pace has gone. Apparently, he also used to play for my club, Peterborough, in real life. I don't remember him. It was a long time ago, to be fair. But if we can get him recapturing that kind of form, that would be absolutely delightful. Him aside, we've also got, there's a lot of old men here. Greg Taylor, 35 years old. He's almost as old as I am. He's another one who's played for another former non-league legend starting club in Kings Lynn. Also had a long career at Cambridge, which I am going to hold against him as a Peterborough fan. But yeah, look at our best players, 34, 33, 35, 31, 29, 31. The best younger player that we've got is Terrell Whitaker at 22 years old, who, was with us last season, but only played 8 times. Started at Spurs, formerly of Swansea, didn't play for either of those. Enfield took him and he didn't really catch on at Enfield either. So I'm not sure if he's necessarily a guy for us to build the team around either. But while we are sorted by position, it does kind of lean us towards a potential starting formation. We've got 2 strikers in our best 5 players. We've got 2 centre-backs in our best 5 players and some wingers. So, it's screaming 4-4-2 at me. Don't know about you boys and girls. So if we go into our tactic creator, I guess we'll start off with a wing play. If we're starting off with a 4-4-2, it's a decent starting point for us. The game is trying to push us towards a 1 striker system. We're not doing that when all our best players are strikers. There was 3 strikers in our best 7 or 8 players. So we're definitely playing 2 up top. And we can leave it as a 4-2-4 for now. We can always change that to a 4-4-2 later. And then out of possession, just a slightly deeper version of the 4-2-4 seems to make sense. And if we see what the game thinks our best combination of players is in that formation, we can see straight away I'm going to fall out with my assistant manager quite quickly, because previously identified best player at the club, Sean Jeffers, despite being a striker and this being a 2-striker system, apparently isn't in the best 11. This is going to get complicated fast, boys and girls. Money-wise, we have absolutely no transfer budget and absolutely no wage budget. So if we are to bring in any new signings, which is looking like it's going to be a big if, we are going to have to get rid of some players to make room for them. Half the squad are on non-contracts though, so we do have the option of binning anybody off who's on a non-contract, and everybody else in the squad is out of contract at the end of the season. So certainly within a year at the club, we could have built a team in my own image. But I think job number one, get the scouts out there, get some players in who can improve the first team and maybe lower the average age a little bit and operate a 1 in, 1 out as they arrive. Get rid of some of the non-contract guys that they're replacing. I mean, alarmingly, half of that best 11 are non-contract players. So we can't just go and release them all straight away because we have no idea at this stage how easy it's going to be to bring players in at this level in FM26, because we can't just go to the director of football and ask him for a list of all the non-contract, out-of-contract players anymore, like we always used to be able to, because they've taken that functionality away to help with realism, which is supposed to be my thing, but I'm very upset about it. Staff-wise, we probably also need some new staff in as well, which is another thing that I can be beavering on with. We've got a number of vacant roles in the staff. I don't know why we've got 9 options in our coaching team, although actually performance analysts and stuff count as coaching team as well. So that makes a little bit more sense. We've got 3 assistant managers. I mean, that feels like something I can probably resolve relatively quickly. I don't think I need 3 assistant managers. And I'm sorry to say to the 2 of you who don't have contracts, Tony might be my guy. It might be me and Tony against the world. Although he likes a back 5, so maybe it won't be. We'll figure all of this out. We need to come up with a plan, both in terms of tactics, scouting, staffing, recruitment. We've got a lot to do. Our first game of the season is going to be against Alfreton, another non-League to Legend former starting club, and that's in just over a month's time. And by then, we need to be in a position to have a winning start to the season, because we are not very good. Alfreton are not much better, and if we're not capable of beating them, we are going to have a little bit of a problem. Promisingly, our goalkeeper is in the Media Dream 11. So Nathan Ashmore, we build the whole team around this guy. He might be my big buddy, although he is only here on loan, but it makes no difference when he's on a season-long loan and all the contracted players are only on season-long contracts as well. He may as well be permanently with us. We're also paying him a lot of money. He's on £1,000 a week. I mean, as much as I like the idea of him being the best goalkeeper in the division, £1,000 a week, we can't terminate his loan. We can't be paying a goalkeeper £1,000 a week. Who makes these decisions? Goodness me. And there you have it, folks. Lots to do. And if you want to see what I do to try and resolve some of these problems, make sure you like the video. 5,000 likes before 9 o'clock tonight, and you will be seeing episode 2 this evening. And then we will be back in our normal weekdays at 4 o'clock slot, starting from tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, or if you're just excited for FM to be back, non-League to Legend to be back, or just generally feeling quite excited, please leave a thumbs up on the video for me. It is a massive, massive help. Subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on if you're new. We have got a lot of content coming out over the next few weeks, and of course the subsequent episodes in this series as well. And thank you very much for watching.